Hey friends,
Hey.
Corey and Meredith here. We just want to say thank you so much for your friendship and your prayers and your support. You know, because the Lord created the body to be interdependent upon one another, there's just no way that we could do everything that He has put in our heart without friends like you. So from the bottom of our hearts, we just want to say thank you so much for standing with us and believing with us. And we're really excited to share with you some of the big news about what the Lord is doing in our lives right now and where He's taking us to. You know, it was back in 1998. God gave me an open vision of Malachi 1:11, which says, "From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, the Lord's name would be great among all the nations of the earth." And so from the beginning, Meredith knew that the Lord had called us to preach the gospel and to help establish family-oriented communities who go deep in friendship together, who are centered on the Lord in day and night ministry of worship and prayer, and then who make an impact among the lost in their region. And so that's been our heart. That's what we've loved to do. We've seen, you know, so many miraculous things. We've been to so many places, as many of you know, and it's been amazing to do that. But in the last 2 or 3 years, there's just been this growing restlessness in our spirits that we knew that there is more than what we're currently experiencing.
Right. It's been prominent in front of us. Every day it's growing, and what it was that there is more that the Lord has for our marriage. There's more in terms of what we have with our children and with His heart for the lost. It's all these components, just what He had just said. Family-based community with deep friendships centered on day and night prayer, circled around the Lord, that there's components that He wants to grow in us. And so we couldn't escape it. We just have not been able to escape it. So we decided at the end of the year last year, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time to search that out with the Lord. Yeah. And we did. We took a few months of pressing in with the Lord and opening ourselves up and saying, we lay it all down like a whiteboard. We just lay it all down and we say, what would you want this to look like? What would you like to speak into us? And from there...
Yeah, it's like, how do you want us to align our family with you? How do you want us to align Ignite the Nations with you in our ministry? Mm-hmm. And how do you want us to go forward for the next 20, 30 years? Yeah. And so almost immediately, the Lord began speaking to us about our identities and really living from the heart that He gave us, you know, removing those things that hinder love. And I've got to say, you know, between Meredith and I in our marriage and our family and in ministry together, these last couple months, our hearts have felt more alive coming out of that time than ever.
We are more alive than ever. And what we realized is there are so many areas of who we are that we were living in complacency or fear. Yeah. Fear of what does it mean to do what He asks, or what He would call us out to do, or what are we living in a place of security in our own hearts. And so we laid it all down and we said, do what you'd like to do inside of us, and we are completely transformed because of it. But with it, we have new vision. Yeah. And it's exciting for us because the Lord's showing us that He's going to give us some pieces that all get put together for what we're already doing.
Yeah, so one day, you know, we're at the YWAM base in Kona. This is where Sammy's been staffing for 2 years. And we're watching these young adults, you know, running together in deep friendship.
Love it.
Going deep in the Word of God, in the place of prayer, in the place of worship. And then they're heading out to the nations, and they're making a massive impact in the lost of the earth as they do outreach and healing and discipleship, evangelism. It's just been amazing. And so independently, the Lord speaks to me and He speaks to Meredith in the same time frame, and He asks us this question, just drops in our spirit. Why not do a DTS, which stands for Discipleship Training School? At YWAM, a DTS is just a short-term training program where they really teach you how to grow in community together, go deep, and then how to make an impact among the lost. Out. And so we're like, I don't know, you know, why not do one?
Our great excitement is we want to taste that. We want to taste that so we can live it and give it. I mean, I think that we need to experience it to be able to have it come through us.
Right, yeah.
And it's really exciting to think that we're going to do that. So We are taking.
So we looked up, what kind of discipleship training schools do they have? What do they offer? And lo and behold, they have one that's a family DTS where you do the training as a family, you do outreach as a family. So for us, that means Justice will be right alongside of us in everything that we do. And so this August, our plan is, we've wanted to downsize our home for a while because of all the travel that we do, coming and going, So it's a perfect time. We're selling our home. We're putting our things in storage.
We're going to do this little program.
We're going to do the DTS for a few months. We're going to go do outreach. Looks like we're going to be going to Africa to do outreach together as a family. And during this time, we're going to continue to go out. They've given us some liberty to still do Ignite the Nations. Yeah. But we're really excited about gleaning from YWAM and all that they have, to draw from as far as building godly community and really being able to touch the lost. And so just as a practical example, that I'm excited about. Next week, I'm heading to Germany. This was a house of prayer that we began 2 years ago. And these guys have been going for it. I mean, ministering to the Lord day and night. Yeah. But they haven't done a lot of outreach in their community yet. But they have a huge opportunity in Open Door because, as you know, in Germany, they've got over 1 million refugees that have been coming in. And so even in the last meetings that I was there doing with them, we had many Muslims coming right into the meeting. And so I'm excited about taking these components back to not only that house of prayer, but all the houses of prayer that we've helped to establish. They've been going day and night for a while, many of them, and they've been establishing a foundation of worship and prayer. But now to be able to really go deep in relationship and biblical community and have their families doing it together, and then as a family getting out on the street and preaching the gospel and letting, out of the overflow of their intimacy with God, letting that be powerful evangelism. I'm just really excited to do that.
Also, I mean, all of you who are a part of our life know our testimony, and what we've come out of is one of us running ahead. And so the idea of family...
Who usually does that?
I'm just saying. Okay. But the idea, it's completely who we are to do this together. Yeah. And we do Ignite together, and that's what's been primary for our heart with the Lord, is how do we do this as a family, everything, because we believe that he has a role for all of us to play, knit together. And so we're excited. We're really excited to bring this component in a new way, and it fits us so well. So this program is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see what happens within us and what we put out there after that.
Yeah, and how we integrate that together. So practically, guys, nothing changes with the way that you support us in prayer and financially. In fact, now through this, we need your prayers and support more than ever. And so I'm going to be contacting you all personally in the next month or so and being able to talk with you one-on-one if you have any questions or input for us. But, we're really excited to do this. And again, we could not do this without you. So we want to say thank you for standing with us, believing in us. And our prayer for you always is that the Father himself would bless you, that he would keep you and your families, that he would lift up his countenance upon you and give you shalom, spirit, soul, and body. So we bless you, and we look forward to talking to you in the days ahead.